Morgan. I finally finished reading Good Omens, so I thought I would go ahead and do my thoughts on the book video. I think I started reading this in like early to mid October of 2023, and today is like January 31st, 2024. So again, I'm not always like the most consistently start a book, read it until it finishes. Like, I tend to sometimes get distracted. But I did think that this was a very, very funny book. It was very comedic. I enjoyed it a great deal. Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett wrote it together. Like, it was a collaboration, and that really just like shines through because like I can tell that the authors were just really passionate about the book. Like, it's just fun. It has like a bunch of little British things thrown in. Like, it's just got a lot of humor to it. I think it's really a very enjoyable, happy book full of like people's passion and creativity. And I guess like the topic of it is kind of like not happy. It's about like what would happen if the world ended, and I get the vibe that it's set in like the 80s or something. Like, the technology mentioned just makes me think of like the 80s. But I enjoyed this a great deal overall. I did not, in fact, drop it in the bathtub though, even though I have dropped books in the bath before. I think the Mammoth Hunters did end up in the bathtub at one point. But yeah, I do read in the bath, but this did not end up in the tub. The humor was just really, really good. Oh my gosh, my favorite, I want to read you like my favorite line, like my favorite line ever. And this was one of the things that got me like to read the book, because my sister, like, she was trying to get me to read Good Omens for a while before I actually picked up the book. And one of the lines she used to hook me on it was, "Many people meeting Aziraphale for the first time formed three impressions: that he was English, that he was intelligent, and that he was gayer than a tree full of monkeys on nitrous oxide. Two of these were wrong. Heaven is not in England, whatever certain poets may have thought, and angels are sexless unless they really want to make an effort. But he was intelligent, and it was an angelic intelligence which, while not being particularly higher than human intelligence, is much broader and has the advantage of having thousands of years of practice." And I think that's so funny. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, it was just hilarious to me. Like, the writing is just so funny. It's so witty. And Aziraphale's kind of like, I just love him as a character because he's such a goody two-shoes. Like, he is such a goody two-shoes. Like, he always wants to do what he thinks the right thing is, even if sometimes like the right thing is like not always like what he's expected to do. Like, he's always trying to do what he thinks is the right thing. Like, he has a heart of gold. I just love Aziraphale. And Crowley's like funny. Crowley's funny. I love how Crowley is just like obsessed with his like perfect car. And I love how the tapes or whatever kept changing to like Freddie Mercury or something. It was brilliant. It does have like a very 80s vibe to me. But I think that's cool because as someone in the 2020s, it's like I never was alive in the 80s. Like, I wasn't around for the 80s, so it's kind of like retro cool, like giving me the vibe of an era that I wasn't in. So that's actually really kind of cool. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's dated but in a good way. And also, I think my favorite character is probably Newt. He's just so, I don't know, he's like kind of like, I guess I'd describe him as like a little bit clumsy. Like, I don't know, he's just, or geeky or nerdy or something. Like, he's just, there's something different about him. And I think Newt's kind of like cool. Like, he's kind of awkward. He's funny. And I like Anathema. I think it's funny how like she seems to care a lot about like these social justice issues that were a thing in like that era. Like, the whole Save the Whales thing, it's like, I don't think of people as really like talking about that anymore. So like, I kind of wonder whatever happened to the whales. Like, is the whale population back up to like what we want it to be at or not? Like, I don't know. Like, it's cool. And I love how Adam, like, the way he interprets like the things that the adults care about around him and like changes and warps things to be like through the mind of a child is just like, that's brilliant. Adam is such an interesting character. Like, I love the way that the authors really captured kind of like the innocence and creativity of childhood and the way that like children sometimes misinterpret like what they're told and interpret things differently. And I think that was really well done. So yeah, I have not watched the adaptations of it yet, and I think my sister wants me to watch those. Like she's very excited about that. And I kind of want to like talk with her about what her thoughts on the book are. So like I think I'm just gonna end up like closing off this video right now. If you have read Good Omens, please let me know like what were you like most like laughing out loud about in the comments below, and other things that you're just like maybe like had questions about or were otherwise like really enthusiastic about. So yeah, I hope you're having a great day. Bye!